special KMOX sports presentation. From Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village, it's the 27th Annual Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up. Now, live from Cardinals Nation Restaurant, here are Tom Ackerman and Joe Pott.
Great to be here. I'll tell you what, this is a true winter warm-up now. This is the real deal. It is freezing out there, and it's not too bad here inside Cardinals Nation Restaurant. I am fired up right now. I'm ready for this baseball season. Coming off the caravan, getting ready to talk some baseball for the next 2 hours. And as mentioned, Joe Pott will follow us. Let's get this thing started. I'm ready to get this season going. A week from now, this all will be complete. The winter warm-up, the baseball writers' dinner, the visit with Ollie Marmol on Thursday at Tapawingo, and then guys are going to start heading to Florida. Some already live there. A month from now, pitchers and catchers will be working out at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. That's big time. It's time to get this thing going. Forget about 23 and move ahead to 24. Learn from 23. Learn from 23 and everything that happened. Everybody's accountable. If you're a player, what did I do and how can I be better? If you're the manager and the staff, what can I do to get the message across better? If you're the front office, what can I do to build this team better, and how did we approach it last year? They're all doing it. They are all doing it, and we're excited to bring it to you on KMOX each and every season. It's time to go here. Huge lineup today on Sports on a Sunday Morning, sponsored by Gray Bar, live from the Cardinals winter warm-up. Jordan Walker is going to be with us in just a couple of minutes. Andre Palante, Cardinals pitcher. Zach Thompson, don't count him out now. If something happens in the rotation, Thompson, very capable of jumping in there. He was striking people out right and left last year at the end of the year. And then, as always, we're going to have a visit with Travis Ford after a tremendous win. We'll hear what he had to say about that. And then back to baseball in the 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock hours, live from the Cardinals winter warm-up. Let's not waste any time. Let's take a break. And when we come back, the right fielder for the St. Louis Cardinals is here. He is Jordan Walker. He joins us next.
So, you got a new gadget over the holidays. Don't forget to listen to your favorite station on Odyssey. Unwrapped a new Amazon Echo or Google Home? Be sure to tell your smart speaker to play your favorite station. Received a new Sonos speaker? Check on Odyssey on the Sonos app for access to hundreds of stations. Got a new phone? Don't forget that the Odyssey app is the only way you can jump to your favorite show with Rewind. No matter what you received this year, listen to your favorites with Odyssey. Download the free Odyssey app today. AUDACY.
Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, and fine watches. Bring your collectibles and clocks, sports memorabilia, and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa. Call them at 314-752-5000. That's 314-752-5000. So if you need some extra cash, looking for that one-of-a-kind piece, make Jewels on Hampton your first stop. Jewels on Hampton in St. Louis Hills.
Nobody wants a surprise in their jelly donut. It's toothpaste? That's because the middle is the most important part. At Gray Bar, we're at the middle of electrical and datacom jobs across the country, connecting installers, facility managers, and business owners with smart solutions for their most challenging projects, which means stocking and delivering crucial products on time and on budget with no surprises, thanks to our nationwide logistics network. Yep, Gray Bar does that.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
Swinging a fly ball to right field. In comes Donovan on the move, and he makes the play. A diving play and right by Donovan.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Cardinals winter warm-up continues. Tom Ackerman here. Jordan Walker is with us, the Cardinals right fielder. I wore my Jordans
Oh,
just for you because
There we go.
I knew
There
you were
go.
coming.
You knew I was coming with these. I got my Chicago's on right now, so sounds good.
Yeah, I coach basketball. I'm actually coaching right after this.
Okay, sweet.
So I got to head out and get my 7th grade girls going. So I wear these to support them and you. What a year. I mean, what a rookie year for you. Looking back, what are your recollections of that year? I mean, I know that in the standings it didn't turn out. We'll get to that in a minute. But for you personally and your growth.
Yeah. Obviously, it didn't work out the way we wanted to, but man, I had a lot of fun, man. I got to learn a lot of stuff. A lot of the veterans took me under their wing, man, and people I looked up to in watching baseball since I was young. So it was really cool, man. I love traveling to different cities. I love learning, what I could do to be better. And now I knew what I needed to work on in the offseason, and I've been, getting after it. So it was a really exciting year on that side of baseball. Obviously, as I said, it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, but definitely very exciting for me as my first year.
When we talked to you in West Palm, when you made the team, a bunch of us were talking to you right outside the clubhouse. What was your vision at that point as to what that season would look like for you? And did you fulfill what you set out to do, or did you surpass some things that you set out to do?
Yeah. I had an idea. I knew the MLB was tough, man. So I knew that I wanted to compete. And I had set some goals for myself in my first year, and some of them I hit and some of them I didn't. That's just the way it goes. And I didn't know really what it's going to look like. I got my feet wet, and now I have kind of a better idea what the MLB looks like, and I'm going to set some more goals for myself this upcoming year.
I remember that conversation and how happy you were, and you talked and thanked so many people. Something that stuck with me for a long time was what you said about Alec Burleson, how a younger guy like that actually was your mentor in a lot of ways, kind of showing you the way.
Yeah, I mean, he was with the team a little bit the year before, man, but as soon as I got there, man, he took me under his wing, showed me pretty much everything I needed to know, what kind of suit I needed to wear, what my attire should be, what I should and shouldn't do, how much beer I should bring for the team, you know what I'm saying, on the flights. So, yeah, even the little things, he's just been looking out for me, man. I'm really appreciative of him.
I was just with Mason Wynn, as I told you, at the Cardinals Caravan. We just got back, and he was telling me some rookie stories, about things that he had to do. What a great guy he is. Yeah. I know the two of you are very close. What can you say about Mason as a person first?
Okay, first of all, as a person, man, you wouldn't want to have anyone else, as one of your best friends on the team, man. We spent a lot of time with him, especially on the video games, after games and stuff like that, man. But he's truly a great person, always cheerful, always bringing somebody up. So there's not enough I can say about his character.
And as a player, I mean, some dazzling defense, and we've seen the offense.
Oh, yeah.
We've seen.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you pay attention to last year, what he was doing in AAA is unbelievable. I just know that's going to translate to the MLB level. But there's enough said about his defense, man. I mean, it's unbelievable plays that he's making. It's just really nice to have him over there.
He knows how to score. He was leading all the minor leagues in runs scored when he came up.
Yeah, he's a competitor, man. Absolutely. He's a competitor. He's aggressive, and he's just exactly, what I wanted to see out of him. I knew he was going to be just like this, man. So it's really exciting to see him, what he's doing and what he did last year.
You told me last year he's got some good power, too. Don't underestimate his power.
Yeah, everybody underestimates his power, and I don't know why, but he's going to show them all that he's going to show them all for sure.
What was, for you personally, a highlight moment? Did you have one that stays with you?
Probably when he got called up, man. Obviously my debut, I was super excited as well. But for Mason's, man, it was just like the hype coming up, and then him coming and first seeing him for the first time in St. Louis, man. There's nothing like that experience. Helping him bring his bags in, and then seeing him see his locker for the first time at Busch Stadium, man. There is no, nothing like that experience that I felt. And
for you, was it your first hit? Was it your first home run? What was a moment for you personally?
Yeah, absolutely. The first hit was definitely nice to get that out the way. I remember Kisner was kind of messing with me, saying, he didn't get a hit for his first 5-10 games or something like that. I was like, okay, thanks for telling me. But to get that first hit out the way is pretty special, man. And definitely it meant a lot to me.
For me, it was, this one might fly under the radar a little bit, but it was against the A's. Bases loaded. Cardinals needed a jolt in some way, and you cleared the bases. You hit one out to right center. Fielder couldn't get to it. It drops. It was hit hard. Goes to the wall. Bases cleared. Big time moment for you.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty exuberating feeling for sure.
That was a good one. So Jordan Walker's with us. You look ahead to 24. Let's say one more thing about 23 and what we learned as an organization watching this team and what what you can do next year to propel forward?
Absolutely. I think it's just consistency. I think that, like, when the pitching was on, the offense was on, or when the offense was on, the pitching was on, we didn't line up together. We weren't as consistent as a group, as a team, and I think that consistency is what is going to need to happen in 2024, and that's exactly what I'm seeing just from talking to some of the guys that I haven't talked to all offseason, man. I'm really excited to get going, and I'm also really excited to meet these new pitchers with a lot of veteran experience, man, and see what I can pick their brain a little bit, and what they can teach me about the game, and I'm really excited to welcome them to the team.
Yeah, it should be an interesting mix. And then finally, Willie McGee, what he has meant to you as a mentor and also as a teacher in the outfield.
I mean, unbelievable, man. Just how special a player that he was, man. I'm lucky to get, that outfield teaching from him and get to see him and talk to him every day, man. He was tough on me for sure, and that's exactly what he needed to do. And then also he would joke with me as well sometimes. So it's a good mix of hard teaching and then also just getting to know each other and learn each other. And I just learned so much from him, and I really appreciate him and doing everything for me to help me become a better outfielder. And I'm really excited to be working with him again.
We have pictures of him all over this restaurant where we are here.
Yeah,
Cardinals Nation. Do you think about that for you? What some staying power here in St. Louis, and that someday you could be mentioned among the greats?
Oh, absolutely. That's my goal, man. Seeing just like Will McGee every day, as I said, how special he was. I definitely want to be that exact same namesake.
Great to be with you.
Absolutely,
appreciate
man.
this very
Good to
much.
See you again, man. Absolutely. Thank you.
Jordan Walker with us on KMOX from the Winter Warm-Up. We'll be back right after this.
Ring in the new year with the ultimate timeless gift, a diamond from Diamonds Direct. Whether you're ready to pop the question or celebrating a lifetime of love in 2024, Diamonds Direct can make this New Year's one to remember forever. Diamonds Direct is the area's destination for exquisite diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and our nationwide price guarantee ensures you'll get the best value, period. To showcase that spectacular diamond, we have literally thousands of designer settings from all the top names like Tacori, Verragio, Simon G, A. Jaffe, and many more. And our experts will guide you every step of the way with the education you want and the respect you deserve. Engagement rings, wedding bands, eternity bands, fashion rings. At Diamonds Direct, we specialize in the ultimate symbol of love, and we welcome the opportunity to celebrate with you. So start the new year with some new excitement, new hope, and some new bling. Diamonds Direct. At Olive and 270, official partner of the St. Louis Blues and proud to call the Gateway City home. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. This new year, make some resolutions that will improve the environment. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans. Reuse paper and plastic bags and get a reusable bag for groceries. Recycle old clothes by donating them to charity. And recycle old electronics like TVs, computers, and cell phones at appropriate e-waste facilities. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
When you hire your local CertaPro painters, you get the power of doing it right. Detailed project proposals, excellent customer service, and trusted professionals who get the job done on time and on budget. The power of experience. We're kings of the scaffolding and pros with the stucco. We've been there, done that. Get your project started at CertaPro.com and get the power of pro.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
This is Tom Ackerman. At the end of last Cardinals season, manager Oliver Marmol wanted to get together with fans, make himself available to answer all of their questions. And it is happening Thursday, January 18th at Tapawingo National Golf Club. For $75, a beef tenderloin dinner, 2 complimentary cocktails, and an intimate conversation with Ollie Marmol. Purchase your tickets today. They are online and they will go fast. KMOX.com/events.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are now open for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Enter now at overheaddoorstlouis.com. You can't win if you don't enter at overheaddoorstlouis.com.
Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
There's a long one. Right field. Tommy Edman down the line. It's deep. It's gone. A gunner for Edman on the first pitch in the bottom of the first.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Welcome back, Cardinals Winter Warm-Up, Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation. Tom Ackerman with you. Great to be with Cardinals pitcher Andre Pallante. We're back. Another season is upon us. In a month, pitchers and catchers will be working out in Jupiter, which is a lot warmer than here. Can't wait for that.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to get out of the cold and get back to training and getting ready for season.
When do you start thinking about it? When the season comes to an end until now, when do you start mentally thinking it's happening, 2024?
I mean, you start thinking about it next season, the day after the first season ends. But I'd say like the real time picks up is honestly, this is a good kind of mental activation for us because it gets around the fans, gets around our teammates, gets around our coaches, and it helps us kind of like lock in knowing like, hey, it's time to get ready. You know, season's about to start and we want to be full ready to go and ready to dominate.
How do you spend your off season? What's the plan like to get yourself geared up?
I usually have it spread out into 3 blocks. My first 6 weeks of the offseason, I don't throw, and I spend that time working out and building up muscle and strength and mobility. Then the second block is building up and spend about 3 weeks to get to about playing catch to get to max distance, and then I throw about 3 weeks at maximum distance long toss, usually about 360, 370 feet. And then after that, I start going to bullpens, and I throw bullpens for about 4 weeks. So that's usually how my offseason progresses, and right on track for February 13th for first day of pitchers and catchers.
Yeah, so that stays for the next month. And then once you get to Jupiter, you guys get to work. But same thing, they kind of ramp you up. There's a game like 10 days after your report, but they kind of ramp you up. And a lot of guys do get there a little bit earlier than that report date, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I know I'll be heading out there about a week and a half early, a week early. And I think it just helps again that get a little bit in that heat, get used to that temperature, and really get in that mindset. Because there's a lot more adrenaline when you're at the field and you're seeing your teammates and stuff like that. When you're back at home, you're training at your facility, you don't get that same feeling. And it really helps you kind of perform to your highest level. So I'm really excited to get out there.
Pitchers and hitters, but pitchers specifically, have to have consistency. They have to have consistency in their mechanics and be able to do the same thing over and over and over. That's how you got to this level. That is a long road, isn't it, to get to that point? A lot of work.
100%. I don't think any of us ever feel like we truly get there. Maybe Adam Wainwright felt like that. I don't know. But you're always building off every year. So I always feel like I got a little bit better at something. Always made a little bit of improvement somewhere, and just keep building off that. And hopefully at the end of the day, that's what you need to be able to succeed at this level.
Do you like to play around with a new pitch? Do you ever try to discover something new to add to the arsenal?
Yeah, this offseason I went somewhere after the season ended right away, and I tried messing around with a couple of things, seeing how those couple different pitches would work for me. And one thing I felt like I worked on, I really liked, and I'm really excited to bring out this year. And I hope it gives me the results that I think it's possible to give me.
That's nice. So the Cardinals have added Dean Kiekhaefer. I think that's a sneaky good addition because Kiekhaefer's pitched in the big leagues. He is going to do a lot of things for you, but also identify, isn't he, what you are doing mechanically, maybe what you could be doing to not tip a pitch or something like that. Watch that video pretty closely. Nice to have another set of eyes.
Yeah, having more eyes is always a good thing. You know, our coaches are working very hard every single day, and developing reports and doing a ton of stuff. So being able to spread out that work helps them be able to focus on us a little bit more and what we're doing on that side of things. I had Dean as a coach when I played in the fall league in 22, and I thought he was, or 21, and I thought he was really great working with him. So I'm excited to have him around.
Nice to have the former Cardinal back with us at the big league level. Andre Pallante is with us. Being a reliever, what does it take each and every day to be a reliever? It's different than being a starting pitcher. What is the main difference from your perspective?
Yeah, having done both at the big league level now, really the important thing is, mentally being able to be ready every single day, because there's a day you'll go out there and you might have a bad day, and you got to be ready to pitch tomorrow. And it could be an even bigger situation with more of the game on the line. So mentally being able to recover from day to day, and then physically, there's a lot more. You're not so tired after a day of pitching out of the bullpen, but those days kind of stack up. So you got to make sure you're on top of your recovery each and every day, whether you pitch or you don't pitch. So spend a lot of time just with the machines that we have available to us, and kind of keep it on top of that.
Finally, what would you tell yourself, your young self, about being a big leaguer? If you could go back and tell a younger Andre what to get ready for to get here.
I mean, really, I just say, I did I kind of looking back on it, I did a lot of things right, and just keep with it. All the times that I kind of was like, man, is my career going to be over? High school, college, earlier like that, I would tell myself, hey, relax, you're going to be fine. Just keep doing what you know is right, and everything's going to work out.
Dreams come true. Andre Palance, pitching for the Cardinals. Great to see you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me on.
Much more coverage from the winter warm-up is coming. Tom Ackerman with you on KMOX. Back after this.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. At Onder Law, we know you have questions after an injury. Do I need a lawyer? What's my case worth? How long will it take? At Onder Law, our intake team will listen to your situation and get you to the right attorney. So when you have questions about a car crash, a work-related injury, or a life-changing accident, Onder Law has the team that's right for you.
Onder Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-283-5948. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-283-5948 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-283-5948 to see if you qualify. That's 800-283-5948.
Learn to make money 5 ways with rental real estate. Double your money with apartments and get your map to financial freedom. And that map starts with a free workshop. Sign up now at lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the Join Free Workshop tab and attend online or in person. That's lifestylesunlimited.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Again, that's lifestylesunlimited.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential.
Clutter and junk have got you cornered.
Every time you turn around, there's more than there was before.
You barely have room to move.
You're so crowded, it's hard to breathe.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point. Now you breathe fresh air. Freedom.
Now you've got the breath to sing.
Now you've got the space to entertain.
Now you've got a big home.
A happy home.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
If you want jazz music, go to New Orleans. Bagels, New York. And for psychics, think California Psychics. You want the best, you go to the best. At California Psychics, home of free spirits and open minds, we know better than anyone what makes a good psychic. That's why we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. This new year, make some resolutions that will improve the environment. Resolve to use less gas in your car. You can carpool to work a couple of days a week, use public transportation like buses or trains, combine errands to make fewer trips, and take a walk for any distances of a mile or less. And think about an electric car when looking for your next vehicle. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
There's a swing and a long one. Right field. That's a goner. A home run for Newcar.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Welcome back. Sports on a Sunday morning is coming to you live from Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation, as the Cardinals winter warm-up continues. We've had a good show so far. We've heard from Jordan Walker, We heard from Andre Palante. Brendan Donovan is upcoming right now. It's a live visit with Cardinals pitcher Zach Thompson. We just came off the Caravan together. How you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, Tom.
It's
trying to stay defrosted.
It's a lot colder here than it was in Memphis. Jeez. It's
not warm today.
No, it is not warm today, and I'm looking forward to getting to Jupiter immediately. I will say, again, apologies to the folks in Jonesboro. You know, we love the Cardinals Caravan. You and I were on it last year. We were on it again this year. We went to Memphis, visited with the fans down there. Then we were ready for a big crowd at Jonesboro, and literally we get up in the morning at the hotel in Memphis. We got to sleep in a little bit, but at about 10 o'clock, we got word that our bus battery was dead. And we're like, oh, well, that can be like jump-started, right? And it's not that simple. And so they tried, and eventually we had to cancel Jonesboro. I feel bad about that, actually, because I know they draw a big crowd, and you hate to leave fans, especially those kids, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, especially the kids. It sucked we missed that one, but, we had that close call there right before we left. We thought we were going to have to cancel the whole thing, so glad we at least got up to Dyersburg and got to see those guys.
We did. We got it rolling, went to Dyer County High School in Dyersburg. Big crowd awaited us, and that was actually a fun night last night. You know, I love when the kids ask questions. I love when people throw questions out there, and it's nice to interact and kind of get yourself back in the swing of things again. When you visit with fans like that, does that give you a little extra juice getting ready?
Absolutely. Every one of them was super friendly, super supportive. It's really cool to get to answer all the kids' questions, see what those guys are up to, where they're playing, where they want to go. Just give them a chance to get to know the players a little bit, let them know that we're not, just aliens. We're normal people, and they can be just like us. So it was really good to get to see all those guys.
Yeah, you had a lot of players there. The Choctaws, the Choctaws were there, and learning from you, I know, is a big part of it. Who did you learn from, Zach? I mean, you grew up right outside of Muncie, Indiana, went to the University of Kentucky. It's been a road for you to get to the big leagues, but a good one. Who got you going in pitching?
I'd have to give my dad credit for that. He was all in on coaching me and my brother when we were little, showing us the right way to do things. I remember he had this set of VHS tapes, just teaching us proper throwing mechanics. He was a righty, so I was kind of on my own there. Had to kind of just mirror what he did, and that really that got me going. And then just working through travel ball, working through Wampahoney High School, Coach Dudley, Mike Shirley, Justin Wexler, working with those guys growing up. They all just gave me a chance to put myself in a position to move on to the next step. Get to Kentucky. Those guys helped me out. And then just keep chipping away till I got to the big leagues.
Did you play other sports aside from baseball?
I'm from Indiana, so growing up, there was obviously basketball every winter. I got to middle school, and there was a chance to start taking lessons in the winter, and baseball, I always loved it. It always had the key to my heart, and at that point, I was fine with hanging up basketball and just going for baseball. Originally when I started, I really just wanted to be a hitter, and the arm came around there early on in high school and kind of set my path for me.
What was it like to be drafted? Tell me about that day.
That day was so special. Leading up to the draft, I had a pretty good idea of kind of where I might end up. Coach Mingione down at Kentucky let my family come down. We set up in the suite at the new baseball stadium down there, and I remember just sitting there watching the names go off the board, and then I get a call from Randy Flores. He says, "Hey, you want to be a St. Louis Cardinal?" And I was like, "Absolutely." I remember looking. I was standing outside of the suite, looking in at the TVs, and it's on like commercial break. Cardinals pick is in. I'm like, "Come on, Flo! Like, get it going! I want to get in there and see this." Like, thought I was gonna miss myself getting drafted, but it was a super special moment. Seeing my mom, seeing my dad cry, and just giving him a big old hug. That was it gives me chills just thinking about it.
That's pretty cool.
That was a super special day.
That's awesome. And then you report to the minor leagues, and John Mozeliak is really the face. He's like the spokesman of the organization. But people know this, but we should let them know there's just a long list of people that work for him and that help you all along. What is the development like in the organization? An organization that is known for developing players. And I'm talking, of course, Mike Gersh, but you just mentioned Randy Flores. You got Gary LaRocque. You got Matt Slater. I'm going to leave people out, but there's a whole list of people that shape this organization.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you hit it on the head. We're going to leave names out. There were so many people, especially those first couple of weeks. Gary LaRocque's coming up to me, get to meet Jason Isringhausen, Giovanni Carrera. I mean, the list goes on and on. Everybody was super helpful. Getting to, for the first time, really, for me, I mean, coming from Indiana, small town, hadn't really spent a lot of time around big leaguers. And now I'm seeing guys that I watched growing up, guys that are Cardinals Hall of Famers, guys that are full-blown Hall of Famers. It was awesome to get around, the baseball culture of the St. Louis Cardinals. And, they're known for development, especially with pitchers. And it's pretty obvious to see why, with some of the guys that they keep around. And it's really awesome.
And fast forward to the big leagues now. So your minor league career, you were able to go through some highs and lows and get yourself to this point. And I'm telling you, I told the crowd last night, I mean, this guy's one of the best strikeout pitchers. If you look at the numbers, when you joined the rotation to the end of the season, you were right up there with the Snells and, some of these strikeout pitchers. What was the key for you? A fastball and a curveball, keeping people off balance?
Really the biggest key for me, it's no secret. I went through some struggles last year, come back up in June, don't pitch, the whole month of July, really. There towards the end, we're at Wrigley, come in a pretty big spot, and I didn't really pound the zone, got myself in a little bit of trouble, and ended up costing us a game. So, next time I came back, it was like, man, I'm just going to attack everybody. If somebody runs me out of the yard, it's going to happen, but it's not going to be a 3-run homer because I walked a guy and hit a guy. I'm just going to go right at him and trust our defense. We had – what do we got here?
Yeah, no, keep going. Yeah,
but,
you're good.
Yeah, just trusting the defense. And
I'm going to switch your headset out. That one sounds like it's shorting out on me. There you go. Yeah, trust the defense. Just like you're. Yeah, that's better. You're just going to go right at them.
Yeah, just go right at them, attack, stay out of 3-ball counts, and see what happens. And when you're really you're putting the hitters on the defensive, good things happen, and it led to some more strikeouts.
You working on some more pitches?
Oh yeah, we got a couple new weapons I'm gonna bring out in spring training. Really excited about that. Been working with Tread Athletics this offseason in Charlotte, and just trying to change up my arsenal a little bit, tweak it, and we'll see how it goes in spring, but I'm really excited.
That's awesome. Final thing. So I told you this off the air, but John Mozeliak, when I had him on, and obviously everyone's excited to bring in new pitching and all of that, Sonny Gray, Lance Lynn, Kyle Gibson. But I asked him, I said, what if something happens? What, do you feel good about your depth? First name he said was Zach Thompson, Matthew Liberatore. But he mentioned your name first. What is it like to know that Mo and that group think of you in that way?
Yeah, that means a lot. I've worked hard from day one in this organization to build that trust with those guys up there, and we'll see how spring goes. I'm going to come in ready to go and fight for a spot and see what happens. But I'm really excited for some of this veteran leadership we're bringing in. Worked out around Sonny a lot last offseason. That guy is he's a grinder. He's a gym rat. He's always carrying around the baseball. So I'm just I think we're going to have a chip on our shoulder this year. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
I can see that. And it's nice to be surrounded by people who just love the game, like Sonny. And that's the point here, is they brought in some people who can really talk the game and just change the culture a little bit. Zach, it's always good to spend time with you on the Caravan. I hope we get to make it 3 in a row next year.
I hope so. And I hope we don't have to cancel any stops next year.
Yeah, no canceling next year. We're going straight through. Appreciate this, man.
Appreciate it, Tom.
Zach Thompson, Cardinals pitcher, with us live from Cardinals Nation. When we come back, Brendan Donovan. We'll hear about his rehab and his preparation. Wait till you hear him talk about how he prepares from the moment he gets to the ballpark until game time. That's coming up next. We also have a little bit of Travis Ford. There's Kentucky guy. Travis Ford will talk about the win that he had, and then we'll switch back to baseball in the 11 o'clock hour right here on KMOX.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published taxpayer bill of rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation, because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Drury Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Drury Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
My best friend Jimmy came over for coffee, said it's cold enough in here to play hockey. Well, my furnace broke and it's already late. Call Jimmy Kelly because they're open till 8. JimmyKelly.com. They'll be here quick and have you feeling good. JimmyKelly.com. Because your furnace will be running like it should. They're certified technicians, I've been told. Will help you when it's hot and help you when it's cold. JimmyKelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. JimmyKelly.com.
With the new year, it's time to make sure you have the best vision for 2024. That means scheduling your annual eye exam with Ophthalmology Associates. Call 314-966-5000.
Says here that Gray Bar is a distributor.
Yeah, we support electrical and datacom projects all over the country.
So you can get me the products I need, where and when I need them?
Yeah, thanks to our national logistics network.
Any industry?
Yeah. Construction, industrial plants, schools, hospitals.
So you could say Gray Bar is much more than a distributor.
Yeah, you could say that. When you need a hand powering, connecting, or maintaining your operations, join the thousands of professionals who rely on Gray Bar to help keep them up and running. Yeah, Gray Bar does that.
Seeing the world around you is so important. So take care of your eyes. And why would you trust them to just anyone? The best doctors to see for your best vision are the doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and Samuel Berry. The Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates are experts in diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye, things like dry eye, cataracts, macular degeneration, glaucoma. They do LASIK surgery at Ophthalmology Associates, and yes, they can check your eyes to see if your prescription is still the right one for you, for your glasses and contacts. This will be the most thorough eye exam that you have ever had in your life, because really your eyes are a window into the health of the rest of you. So please take care of your vision and see the Doctors of Ophthalmology Associates. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000, or make your appointment today at youridoc.com. Ophthalmology Associates.
Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
Ground ball fair, backhanded by Arenado from foul territory. He throws him out. What a great play by a Gold Glover, a Platinum Glover, an All-Star at third.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
We welcome you back to Ballpark Village, Cardinals Nation. It's the Cardinals Winter Warm-Up. Tom Ackerman with you, and we're joined by a great Cardinal, a Gold Glover. Brendan Donovan is with us. How are you? First of all, let's talk about that. I know everyone's asking you how you've been rehabbing. I saw a video of you taking some BP in Springfield. So that tells me things are progressing quite well.
Yeah, it's going well. So down in Florida, we're rehabbing full go. This week, I just finished up throwing at 150 feet. Feels great. I feel like kind of got over the hump this week. It's been a really good week. It was pain-free. It was coming out crisp and clean. I'm happy with the feel. I'm happy with the overall arm strength, and the accuracy is there as well. Swinging-wise, I did hit yesterday in Springfield. I'm full go there. I'm going to try to mix in some live ABs this week, but I'm in a really good spot to be good to go by spring training.
Can you describe what that's like mentally to be able every day just to keep yourself moving forward? I know you're professional, but you're also a human. And when you have a setback, you have to keep a positive mindset.
Yeah, it can be a daunting process. For me, I look at it as I get extra time with my family. It was a little painful to watch on TV because I had to be down in Florida to rehab. But so to see the guys finishing without me, it kind of hurt a little bit. But, there's a little extra motivation going into a rehab. For me, I'm just a day-to-day. Show up. This is what we got. We got a great team around me, and we just try to attack the day.
You attack every game to try to get this team in a better position to win. How do you describe your game? How would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is I just gonna doesn't really matter how I'm feeling or what's going on. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna try to do the small things right and play the game hard. I think those are the only things that I can really control are my preparation, my effort, and my mindset. So that's all I'm gonna do.
I try to notice players that take other players under their wing, and you've become a veteran on this team, but I feel like Paul Goldschmidt kind of migrated to you pretty quickly and really appreciated how you went about it. Is that true? And what is he like as a friend and a teammate?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously a great friend, an amazing teammate. So we both live down in Florida. We work out together. We've been hitting together. We've been throwing together. So he can attest that the throwing is going well. Man, it's just truly a blessing. I'd pay any amount of money to train with that guy or just be around that guy. He's truly one of a kind.
He's off the field, good person to pattern your life after too. Good husband, good father. I feel like all he really cares about is he don't want to be on social media, and he loves the fans. Obviously, he wants to go play baseball. That's what he is.
Yeah, I mean, a true role model, someone that, like you said, I can model my life after. He just wants to play baseball, and anything baseball related, he's in.
You are about preparation as he is too. How do you prepare on a game day? Can you take us through that? What is that like when you get to the ballpark here at Busch Stadium? We'll touch on spring training in a minute too, but Busch Stadium for, let's say, a 7 o'clock game. What is that like?
Yeah, so it depends on when the clubhouse opens. Usually your clubhouse open around 1:30. Get here, change into my clothes immediately, grab a bite to eat. Then I head down to the weight room. I have some certain exercises, corrective exercises that I use to kind of get my body ready for the day. And then from there, I usually I'll go down to the cage and I'll watch some video or go to the video room and watch some video. We got iPads everywhere. So check out the starting pitcher, talk to coaches, kind of, hey, what are you thinking? This is kind of what I'm thinking about today. I look at the shape of the pitch, pitch that he wants to use to strike someone out, what he likes to attack with. And then I build kind of my game plan for the day. While also, if it's the first day of a series, I'll check out every reliever or someone that may be coming up or down, whatever it is. And then I hit. From there, usually lines up in time for our hitters meeting. That's where we all get together and we talk about it. Game plan for the day, thought processes, things like that. And then I go out for BP. From there, if I'm in the lineup, I take reps at that position that I'm playing that day. And then if I'm not playing, then I'll try to hit 2 positions just to kind of keep that consistency and those angles in check. And then from there, hit BP, go inside, grab a bite to eat, take a shower, and then I'll take a quick nap. And then that usually lines up in time for me to go hit again. Try calling getting my barrel up to game speed. Just hit some machine. I like to hit the foam balls off the machine. And then from there, go out and play the game. So yeah, I'm very detail oriented for what I want to do. And there's little pockets in there to mix in if I need treatment or anything like that.
I knew that. And I feel like if you stray from that routine, you don't stray from that routine. You pretty much stay with it all year long, don't you?
Yeah, I try not to make it superstition. Sometimes there's things that you have to mix in and out, and there's sometimes where you have to listen to your body. We're like, I don't need to swing as many times today because it is a long season. And for me, especially with the elbow thing, it was like, maybe I don't need to take as many ground balls today. I don't miss a day of ground balls, but that's, like I said, it just can't be superstition.
The nap is important, and really just sleep in general is important. Like, it is a 24-hour cycle too, and routine that you have to stay in. And it's not always easy for you guys. I mean, you come in at 4 a.m. into a city and you got to go play, but the sleep and recovery is a big part of being a professional athlete, isn't it?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, if all the benefits you get from sleep is far greater than any nutrition or supplement that you can take. So sometimes sleep does get messed up. So I try to mix in a little power nap here and there. And whether I fall asleep or not, I can sleep anywhere. Like I could probably sleep in this chair I'm sitting in right now. But for me, it's like if I can just shut my mind off and visualize what I want to happen today and just positive thoughts over and over again, I feel like I got a chance to be successful.
2 more things for Brendan Donovan. One would be your role. You mentioned it, what you were going to play that day. How do you see that from day to day? Obviously, you could pretty much play anywhere they want you to play. What do you envision there for yourself?
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously coming off this injury, all I want to do is I want to get in the lineup. Whatever that means. I mean, I do take pride in being able to give guys days off when they need it. I do want to be in there every day. I think I can help us if I play every day. But I just want to win. Obviously, coming off of last year, we want to win, and I'll do whatever it takes to do that.
And when do you get down to spring training, and how do you ramp yourself up there as you get ready for the season?
Yeah, so we live there. So for me, it takes out a move. I'm in and around the complex. I'm seeing everybody up there. right now we're starting to ramp the body and the mind, getting it ready. You know, kind of when you hit this winter warm up is like, hey, like it's time to really put your foot on the gas and finish this off season strong for the next few weeks. Spring training, it's all about getting your body and your mind ready. The staff does a great job of getting yourself ready to go.
Appreciate your time very much. You said it yourself. It was tough to watch at the end of the year when you were out. This team's a lot different with Brendan Donovan. I'll tell you that. Great to see you. Thank you very much.
Great to see you. Thank you for your time.
Winter warm-up
on
on KMOX.
unbelievable comeback, and you heard that play right there by Mike Meadows. How critical was that?
Very critical. We had a lot of good deflections the second half. I thought we were much more active with our hands, something we talked about at halftime. We're going to have to turn them over a little bit. We're going to have to get them out of their comfort zone. We got to get them, it's crazy to say, a little bit sped up to where they're just not comfortable. They were either making not really open threes. They were mostly contested. They had a few open ones. It was either that or a fast drive to the rim or absolutely destroying us on the glass the first 10 minutes of the game. The first 10 minutes of the game, I thought we were not very good defensively rebounding. The rest of the other 30 minutes, we out-rebounded them. After the first 10, we out-rebounded them after that and obviously started playing a little bit better defense. But I thought our passing was really good tonight to find open guys, which is something we worked on the last couple of days against this defense that they play. But say the least, very, very proud of our guys.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm going to start bringing nitroglycerin pills to the games, and when you get angry, I get angry, and so that's not a good combination, Coach.
Well,
you got to take care of me a little bit.
Yeah, you and me both. We got to probably stick together. It was interesting. I got a lot of phone calls from coaches after our game last game. Say, "Wow, y'all got at George Mason. That was a tough go. That was a tough go." And they watched it, the calls, and I thought it was getting a little, and you just want a fair fight. Just want to, and I thought these guys did a good job, especially in under 5 minutes. But we just need a fair fight, and that's all we're asking for.
That's right. And you guys, once you kind of figured out that you're going to get crazy rebounds off all those threes, and you got to go get them. And once you figured that out, it changed the game.
Well, you were a shoot around, and if you were at the last 2 days of practice, all we talked about is long shots, rebound long.
Yeah.
Don't run to the rim. Well, and that's been one of our biggest problems. We don't, we get in the game, we don't carry over sometimes, but we adjusted, and guys got better at it. And, I think we out-rebounded them 12-1 under 5 minutes of the first half.
As advertised, that is Travis Ford with Bob Ramsey, our Billiken Report, sponsored by Royal Banks of Missouri. Terrific win for SLU recently to get themselves back on track, beating St. Joseph's. And they're not the only ones. The SLU women needed a win and needed it badly. And the Billikens went up against Dayton on Friday night, and they got the victory. Here's Coach Rebecca Tillett.
What an intense basketball game. Credit to both teams for fighting so hard.
Absolutely. I thought both teams, battling. I think we're battling a little bit of our previous close game losses in that last segment. And I thought our women did a really good job finishing it out. And then I thought Dayton put a ton of pressure on us to do that.
Yeah, and it seemed like, and you and I talked about it briefly in the pregame, but whatever they were doing, you can tell me, but it kind of helped slow you down and stagnate you a little bit where nobody could get open. They did a great job defending away from the ball.
Yeah, I think they had some stuff for Kyla, right?
Yep.
They didn't want her to get a lot.
They did.
She figured it out. She stayed patient, which was really good for us. I thought they increased their pressure,
Yep.
right, in the second half.
Yep.
And then, like I said before, some of our close losses, you feel those. And until we do what we did today, now you're replacing a memory of a close loss with a close win, which was really important for us.
Nook Shavers, a dominating game throughout, but her first half was magnificent.
Oh, it's so fun. When you watch a player, it starts to click for them, right? And we've all known since we recruited her and in other games too, but the past 2 games, performances, and just her ability to be tough inside on both sides of the ball really help us be more successful.
Rebecca Tillett and Travis Ford. You didn't think we'd leave them out, did you? Even though we're at the Cardinals winter warm-up, we have our Billiken Report sponsored by Royal Banks of Missouri. Congratulations to both getting the victory and both moving forward with A-10 wins to try to jumpstart the rest of their season. Both of them dealing with some losses. And on the Billiken side of things, well, they have some work to do, but that is a nice look at what they can do when they have everybody. They dropped 88 points on St. Joseph's. Number 10, Illinois, playing Maryland a little later at 1 o'clock. I'll be curious to see what happens there. We will have the coaches show from Humphreys tomorrow night. I will be there with Rebecca Tillett, 6 o'clock hour here on KMOX with our engineer Jim Jackson in place, and we'll have some fun tomorrow night. Big lineup coming up. We heard from Andre Palante, Jordan Walker, Brendan Donovan, Zach Thompson. Coming up, we're going to hear from Nick Robertson, the Cardinals reliever that they acquired from the Red Sox in the Tyler O'Neill deal. Max Rajic, the minor league pitcher of the year, will be on the show here. Coming up from Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, Mason Wynn, the Cardinals' #1 prospect, and he is projected to be, although they're not going to hand it to him, but projected to be the starting shortstop for the St. Louis Cardinals in the upcoming season. I just came off the Caravan with him, so we'll have a lot to talk about and catch up on right here on KMOX, live from Cardinals Nation. Back after this.
Royal Banks of Missouri is your community bank with locations throughout St. Louis, St. Charles, Northeast Missouri, Granite City, and Jerseyville, Illinois. A bank branch is not far away. Royal Banks brings in experienced staff and products and services designed to meet your professional and personal financial needs. Investing in our communities, one client at a time. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, member FDIC, and equal opportunity lender. Looking for a new home or to refinance your current mortgage? Royal Banks of Missouri wants to be your home buying partner. With a local staff that will guide you through the process, Royal Banks is an experienced mortgage lender that you can trust. There's still time to lock in on a low rate. Call 314-212-1500 today. Royal Banks of Missouri, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal opportunity lender.
Hey guys, Glover here from my friends at ThrottleNet. So I'm so very proud to have represented the guys at ThrottleNet for all of these years. They are the IT geniuses. George and Mike are the owners. Fantastic guys. They can do all of your IT. They can do a portion of your IT. They have the best Apple support team. Their response time is under 2 minutes. Think about that, under 2 minutes. Something goes sideways with your IT, and they are solving your problem. And they're solving your problem within 2 minutes. Now, let's talk about cybersecurity. Most companies in St. Louis don't have cyber liability insurance. You get hit, you're on the hook, you're probably out of business. With ThrottleNet, if we represent you, we protect you. The first $500,000 that someone hits you for, which isn't going to happen, but if it does, we pay it. $500,000. That's what you're covered for with ThrottleNet. Go to throttlenet.com/DGS for all the information.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
KMOX, KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
This is KMOX, the trusted voice of St. Louis. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Wendy Gillette. It will be bone-chillingly cold when Iowans caucus tomorrow night, feeling like 40 degrees below zero in some areas. Polls show former President Donald Trump way out in front, with Ron DeSantis trailing behind. DeSantis spoke about his chances.
I actually think you're going to see a lot of folks that are going to go to the caucus without 100% minds made up. And that's part of the reason we've organized all these precincts, because we'll have people speaking on my behalf.
Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan offered his endorsement.
I think Nikki Haley's got all the momentum. And what this race is really all about is to try to nominate the strongest possible nominee for November. I'm convinced that the momentum is with Nikki Haley, that she has the potential of moving into second place.
Hogan and DeSantis appeared on CNN. There's a new CBS News poll on the race. CBS News Director of Elections and Surveys, Anthony Salvanto, on one reason some voters favor Trump.
When they talk about they want a candidate who is going to push back on woke ideas, they feel like through Donald Trump, they're pushing back against something that has been foisted upon them. And that's an important dynamic, but not just when we look at the strong Trump support, but what sets up one of the key narratives going forward.
Much of the nation has been dealing with that winter storm system that's affecting Iowa. National Weather Service meteorologist Mark Chenard has the forecast for the Great Lakes region.
It's mainly dry and cold as we go today into the day Monday. Temperatures well below average. We'll be looking at highs only in the 20s and 30s by Monday.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders is calling on Israel to change how it's waging its war against Hamas.
Senator Sanders says his position has not changed.
Israel has a right to respond to this horrific terrorist attack from Hamas, but you do not have a right to go to war against an entire people.
He told CNN State of the Union that's why he's introducing a resolution.
It says that if American military assistance is given to any country, Saudi Arabia, Israel, any other country, it has got to be used consistent with human rights, international human rights standards, and American law.
It's now been 100 days since Hamas's attack against Israel. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, Washington.
William Lai will become Taiwan's next president after its close election. Definitely not what China wanted. The BBC's Shaima Halil.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in China said that this seriously sends a wrong signal to separatist forces advocating Taiwan independence. China strongly opposes and firmly rejects this.
China has criticized the U.S. for congratulating the winner. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have mostly cloudy skies and -1 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story, due to the extreme cold, the Urban League is postponing its Martin Luther King Day drive-through distribution event. It was supposed to take place tomorrow. Volunteers will wait to hand out food and toiletries and other items until another day, probably an upcoming Saturday. The St. Louis Area Food Bank is also a co-sponsor of that event. Meanwhile, the city of Edwardsville is warning a church of fines for operating as an overnight warming center without a permit.
Inspired by a homeless church attendee who lost his feet to amputation because of frostbite, the First Baptist Church of Edwardsville wanted to open their doors as an overnight warming center. It was all explained in a letter obtained by KMOX that was sent to Edwardsville Mayor Art Rizvi from Pastor Drew Patton after the city issued the church a citation for operating without a proper permit. Pastor Patton says the church is, quote, respectfully declining the request to submit a special use permit, close quote, claiming the city does not have the authority to regulate their religious activities. The city of Edwardsville sent a statement to KMOX saying, quote, no fines have been collected. A fine of up to $750 per day of operation could be assessed, but that would be up to the municipal judge, close quote. The church says it has secured pro bono legal representation in the matter if it goes to court. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
One person is dead, another injured after a speeding car sideswiped a parked Metro bus. This happened not far from the Grand Avenue Water Tower. Around 4:30 Saturday morning, a male passenger in the car was killed. The driver, identified as a 37-year-old man, was taken to the hospital, and he was not cooperating with investigators. KMOX political analysts Hancock and Kelly are both predicting a Donald Trump win in tomorrow's Iowa caucuses. Michael Kelly said on Total Information AM this morning he's anxious to see who the runner-up is.
If we see Nikki Haley, who surrendered Iowa to the rest of the Republicans, come in second place, that's lights out for Ron DeSantis. That campaign and the $150 million they wasted will be history.
Republican John Hancock says it'll be interesting to see what margin Trump defeats the others by, given that he spent less coordinating his Iowa campaign. Weather this afternoon, there is a wind chill advisory all the way to Tuesday midday. Temperatures only getting a couple more degrees, maybe 4 this afternoon, a little snow later on. It'll still feel 10 to 30 below. Overnight, again, right around 0. Same thing. Tomorrow, a little warmer, a high of 11 with a couple flurries, and then 14 on Tuesday, mid-30s Wednesday and Thursday. That sounds balmy at this point. Right now, it's -2 in St. Peter's, -3 in Florissant, and 1 degree below 0 in St. Louis. Now back to the winter warm-up. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
The following is a special KMOX sports presentation. From Busch Stadium in Ballpark Village, it's the 27th Annual Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up. Now, live from Cardinals Nation Restaurant, here are Tom Ackerman and Joe Pott.
We are back at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. Sports on a Sunday morning continues our winter warm-up coverage. We're going to get right back into the interviews after a quick break, and we are going to have all kinds of great stuff for you. We're going to start things off with a replay of Sonny Gray, the great interview that we had with Sonny and Matt Pauley. That is coming up here on Sports on a Sunday morning on KMOX. We're going to have some great visits as well with Nick Robertson coming out of the Cardinals bullpen. We're going to hear from live Mason Wynn, the Cardinals' top prospect, will be joining us right here at this position, just as his buddy Jordan Walker did a little while ago. Andre Palante, Brendan Donovan, Zach Thompson. We have been loaded with Cardinals and great guests. We're going to hear from Max Radjic, the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the year, will be with us on KMOX here in just a little bit in the 11 o'clock hour. And we also have, I think, a big 2 hours coming for our man Joe Pott. Listen to this group: Victor Scott, Ivan Herrera, Matthew Liberatore, Lars Nootbaar, Nolan Gorman, Gordon Graceffo, John King, and Jose Fermin. They are all coming right here on KMOX in the 11 o'clock hour. I want to mention, though, something that Brendan and I talked about off the air that he is very, very excited about, and that is RWB, Team RWB, which is a group that I think is really important to America. It is a mission to enrich veterans' lives and to forge America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. I was wearing a Kauffman Fund vest when Brendan walked up, and when we came off the interview, he said, "Hey, what is the Kauffman Fund? Tell me more about that." And I said, it's an organization here in St. Louis that helps veterans and their families with all kinds of services, legal, dental, you name it, driving them to appointments, helping them really enrich their lives. And he said, you know what? I'm doing something similar with Team RWB. RWB stands for Red, White, and Blue. In the military, as he explained, service members push the limits to support the mission. They push the limits of their well-being. And they know that has to happen all the time because service members of every era may be called to war. And as they move into civilian life, our life, they carry that mindset with them. And that often leads to them neglecting their health. And as Brendan and Team RWB explain, they believe that veterans are America's most resilient citizens. And it's time for more veterans to prioritize their well-being first. So Team Red, White, and Blue guides them through that journey, real-life opportunities, virtual opportunities, focused on building a healthier lifestyle because of a strong focus on mental and physical health, that knowing that it's critical to ensure veterans' best days are ahead. There are more than 200,000 members right now. Forging the nation's leading health and wellness community for veterans, it is Team RWB. This is, again, being pushed not only by that great organization, but by Cardinals infielder, outfielder, super utility man, Brendan Donovan. Just go to teamrwb.org. That is RWB, which stands for red, white, and blue. Thanks for Brendan for bringing it to our attention. And I'm going to work with Brendan when I get down to spring training, and we'll do a story together and talk a little bit more about his mission as it continues to develop. He has joined up with them, actually dropped off a T-shirt as well, which I'm really happy to help out with Team RWB. So thanks to Donnie, Brendan Donovan, for that. When we come back, we'll hear from Sonny Gray, Cardinals pitcher. We also have on the list a great visit with Nick Robertson, Max Radjic, Mason Wynn, and we'll hear from Sem Robertson, who the Cardinals acquired in the offseason to try to bulk up their depth in their starters in their organization. Back after this on KMOX.
I stopped smoking with Mark Patrick's hypnosis when nothing else worked. 1 year later, my wife Michelle and I attended the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis seminar. In 2 months, lost 43 pounds, and she lost 18 pounds.
And we feel great.
Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
When you hire your local CertaPro painters, you get
the power of a cut above.
Decades of expertise to transform your home, from so-so to virtuoso.
The power of neighborhood painters.
We live where you live and probably like the same pizza place you do. Put
the power of pro
to work for you today. Get your project started at CertaPro.com.
Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Hills is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-precious colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches on site. Jewels on Hampton is a premier jeweler featuring Alvanza's jewel art designs with an exquisite selection of diamonds, semi-precious stone jewelry, and vintage watches. Their expert design team can restyle your jewelry to today's contemporary style. They also do jewelry and watch repair. Need extra cash? Jewels on Hampton is paying some of the highest prices on gold, silver, diamonds, semi-pressure colored stones, coins, flatware, and fine watches. Bring in your collectibles and clocks and sports memorabilia and figurines too. Jewels on Hampton, 4506 Hampton, just 3 blocks south of Chippewa, and jewelsonhampton.com. Call them at 314-752-5000, 314-752-5000, and jewelsonhampton.com. Jewels on Hampton.
This is Tom Ackerman. At the end of last Cardinals season, manager Oliver Marmol wanted to get to fans, make himself available to answer all of their questions, and it is happening. Thursday, January 18th at Tapawingo National Golf Club. For $75, a beef tenderloin dinner, 2 complimentary cocktails, and an intimate conversation with Ollie Marmol. Purchase your tickets today. They are online and they will go fast. KMOX.com/events.
Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
Back live at Cardinals Nation Restaurant and Bar inside of Ballpark Village. My name's Matt Pauley. We have a very special guest right now. One of the newest members of the Cardinals, was second in the American League Cy Young Award voting last year. He is Sonny Gray. Sonny, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
What's this like for you? This is a new thing for you, winter warm-up.
Yeah, it's new. It's cool though. It's fun. We're kind of going in all these different directions, but at the same time, like it's part of it because we're learning a lot. We're meeting a lot of new people. I love that you get to see the stadium through all this. This is beautiful over here. Yeah, but we're like I said, we're learning a lot. We're meeting a lot of new people, which is great. Glad my family could come with me so they get this experience. So they'll have this, you know. So when we're here this summer and we're doing our thing, then they'll have this, and it's really cool.
Yeah. So you got your kids here, your wife. Who else is all with you here?
And my grandma Poe.
Okay.
My mother-in-law. So they're all. We flew up last night, and yeah, glad to be here. Glad to glad to be here. Last time I came here, it was, signing and kind of doing this. I think I flew in the morning and flew out in the afternoon. So get to spend some time here, spend a few days. We went out this morning, rode around the city, rode around some of the suburbs, and just kind of like getting the lay of the land, just familiarizing ourselves with the area. And yeah, it's a cool place.
You've outfitted your entire family with Cardinals gear as well. It looks good, right?
Yeah, it looks great. They've first thing we did is we immediately, they were great here. They sent us a whole box of Cardinals gear for my kids, for my family, for my extended family, my mom, my stepdad, my sisters, everybody. So everybody got decked out in Cardinals gear. Christmas was a bunch of Cardinals jerseys, which was super cool. So yeah, it's nice. I like it.
What's is there one thing that maybe one person you've heard from, or one thing that's happened since signing to right now that has really been cool for you?
I don't know. There's been something that's been cool. It's just getting to know like some of the people that you're going to be working with. It has been good. Then you look back and what you kind of, how can we as a team, as an organization, get better? That type of stuff has been good. Close with Adam. Started his charity thing with him and his fantasy leagues a couple of years ago. Spent some time with Wilson, working out with a few Cardinals mats. We're working out and playing catch in Nashville. Yeah, that's it. I mean, just get. I mean, I think the birds too. I love the birds. The Cardinals, they have a special meaning to me, and I didn't know this. I didn't really know this when we signed here, but then going through Christmas, and I was going around Christmas and going to my families and doing all this, and then people would have like Cardinals around, and my grandmother I went to her house and she had Cardinals absolutely everywhere, and then it wasn't for this or anything. It was like and then I got to know understanding what a cardinal is and what a meaning to have a cardinal is. And it's for loved ones who are no longer with us, and they represent, like I said, loved ones who are no longer with you. But, when you see a cardinal, that's the loved ones that's them showing up again, which is super cool, especially for me in my situation. And I'm sure Cardinals fans will learn this if they haven't already known about me, that I've lost some people in my life, my father and stuff. So the Cardinals, the birds, the meaning of that, I learned that's pretty cool for me. If you said one thing that's cool, like learning the meaning of a cardinal.
That's awesome.
And now seeing cardinals going in the backyard, and there's cardinals there in the trees, and it's just, you see them more now, which is cool, because like I said, they have a special meaning to me in particular. So I've enjoyed that. That's been really cool.
What take fans through where you're at right now in terms of ramping up, because we're a month from pitchers and catchers reporting.
Yeah, so I threw my second bullpen yesterday at Vanderbilt. I threw one on Tuesday. I threw one on Friday. I feel really good. So it's still kind of the build up. So I want to get to spring training, not saying like, okay, like let's see how my body feels or does this. I want to get to spring training and be able to get to work. Be able to work on pitching, being able to work with Dusty, work with the pitching department, all that. So my body's in a good spot, really, really good spot. I guess a couple of years ago, the biggest thing that I did was I took less time off in the off season. I continued to move my arm, and I continued to throw, because I watched and I listened, and I asked a lot of questions to pitchers and players who have thrived through their 30s, not only just kind of made it, but guys who have thrived and guys who have gotten better. And I asked questions, and I listened, and one of them was continue to move, continue to throw, and all that. And that's something that I really took a hold of, and I started a couple years ago, and I feel really, really good. So now when I'm starting to throw bullpens and I'm building myself up, I'm not starting from, I didn't take the 2 months off and not starting from scratch. I'm not starting from the ground floor. I'm starting in a good place. Now when I continue to throw, and now when I jump on the mound, my body's responding. My body feels, good today, and I got after it yesterday too. And then we got on the flight last night, and we've been moving. So body's in a really, really good place. so yeah, that's it right now, is just continue to build stamina, build arm strength, but also getting on the mound it's been really fun this last week. So I'll continue that, and I'll go bullpens on Tuesdays and bullpens on Fridays. So I'll probably have 6 to 8 more before going to Florida, depending on whenever we decide to leave and all that. But yeah, body's in a really good place.
Let me finish you with this. This is only our second conversation. I don't know you that well, but the thing that jumps out at me, I don't know if I've ever talked to a baseball player who's more thoughtful than you and just everything that you do. Where did that come from?
I think it's probably in you a little bit, and then you probably develop that and you learn that. And going to Vanderbilt, going through that program, Coach Corbin, it is incredibly structured. It is incredibly difficult, but it makes you a better person coming out the other side. And then going through life experiences through baseball, and some ups and some downs and things like that, going through experiences, good and bad, like I just said, after going through those things, I want to continue to learn. I think that's maybe where it comes from, is I want to continue to learn. I want to continue to get better. And so I'm always interested in how can I get better? Like, okay, well, ask questions, but listen to the answers. And it might ask a question and listen to someone's advice or someone's input. And if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, but at least you know, right? Because you can pick up on little things all the time. I just love it too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just love baseball. I just love pitching. But I don't just like pitching. I don't just love pitching. I love pitching at a high level. And I want to continue, and I will continue to pitch at a high level. And it's how do I do that? And if I want to continue to do that, I got to continue to ask questions. I got to continue to get better. I got to continue to learn. But at the same time, I got to continue to stay within myself. I got to stay with my strengths, my core beliefs. I just love it. And you go after things that you love, right? And you just continue to strive and get better. And I don't know, I am thoughtful. That's kind of is how I live my life. I'm very structured. I'm very, but I like to have fun. Don't get me wrong. I do. We have a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. But when it's time to get down to work and stuff, there's, and Gunnar will tell you, and Declan's getting there at an age where there's time to work and there's time to play, and there's definitely room for both. And they both go hand in hand. You got to have fun. The more you're having fun, the more you're smiling, the more you're having a good time, the better you're going to be. But then there's also times to lock it in and get your stuff done. So I don't know. I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you absolutely did. And really appreciate you taking it. Should be noted. Your kids are climbing all over you. You're a pro. You're doing this interview. Sonny, great to see you.
Sweet.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
That is Sonny Gray joining us. We'll take a break. Have much more in just a moment. It is Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up on KMOX.
It's everything Cardinals baseball this weekend as the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up slides into Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village. Meet former and new Cardinal players, hear from team management, buy special souvenirs, and take in Q&A sessions. KMOX Sports will be live at Cardinals Nation Restaurant with great interviews and the latest news on what's happening with the Cardinals. The Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up happening this weekend. For more info, click KMOX.com/events.
Nobody wants a surprise in their jelly donut. It's toothpaste? That's because the middle is the most important part. At Graybar, we're at the middle of electrical and datacom jobs across the country, connecting installers, facility managers, and business owners with smart solutions for their most challenging projects, which means stocking and delivering crucial products on time and on budget with no surprises, thanks to our nationwide logistics network. Yep, Graybar does that.
We all have different ideas of the perfect retirement, but they all depend on the same thing: not running out of money. Steve All and the team at the All Financial Group can help you develop a retirement income stream that fits your idea of the perfect retirement. Call 636-230-8824 or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, LLC. The All Financial Group and Retirement Wealth Advisors are not affiliated. The All Financial Group is a financial services firm that offers a broad array of products and services, including life insurance and annuities, licensed in Missouri and Illinois.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
God, I'm so stressed. It's a brand new year and our business is busier than ever.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 35 features.
Ooma?
Yep. Switching to Ooma is a cinch. Starts at $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Visit Ooma.com. That's OOMA.com to learn more. Ooma. Smart communications for the smarter business.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. After an injury, you need someone you can trust to explain and carry you through. At Underlaw, we know what it's like to face tough times. We know how hard it can be to see a light at the end of the tunnel, especially when you're hurt, struggling to make ends meet, and overwhelmed by our legal system. We're not only on your side, we're by your side.
Onder Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Call 314 or 618-9000 to learn more.
Live from Ballpark Village and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
The one-strike pitch to Goldschmidt. A swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. It's a goner for Goldie.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
We are back live at the Cardinals winter warm-up at Ballpark Village. Very pleased to be joined. I'm Tom Ackerman. Shortstop Mason Wynn is with us. We just came off the caravan together, so we just continue the conversation. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here. You know, it's a little cold, but you know, it's a lot of fun getting to see some snow, getting to see the fans, man. It's a great time.
It's a true winter warm-up.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
We need to get this thing going. You're antsy to get down there, I bet. Just get going. You had a great spring training last year.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you know, for me, I want to go out there and compete. You know, I want to show up ready. You know, I want to show up and show I belong up there. You know, obviously I struggled last year, but yeah, man, super excited for this year and for what's to come.
Yeah, it is going to be fun. You had such a terrific career going into the big leagues. August 18th, 2023, that first day. I just talked to Jordan Walker. He was just sitting here. He told me about it. I want to hear it from your perspective, what that day was like.
Oh, man, it was surreal. I mean, you know, the drive up there, you know, got picked up 8 a.m., you know, thinking about it the whole ride over there. Got to the hotel, got ready, got to the field, and that's kind of when it started. I mean, you know, as soon as I got out of my car, it was cameras on me, and that's kind of whenever the game began. But I mean, got out there, got to the line, started stretching, was real nervous. You know, we lined up for the anthem, and they had a flyover that day, so it was actually pretty cool. It was one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of. Getting to be on the field and getting to see that for my first day was pretty cool. You know, and obviously the fans were so overwhelming. It was such a great moment. Tried to take everything I could in. You know, went out to shortstop, took a good look around, and just tried to really take it all in, man. The fans made it so special for me.
He told me that he watched you. He wanted to see your face when you saw your locker. He said he helped you with your bags, getting into the ballpark and getting into the clubhouse. He's a great friend, isn't he? I mean, you were there for him, and when he got called up, you supported him. You said, I can't wait to join him, and then here he was there for you when you got there.
Yeah, man, that's my guy. I mean, you know, that's my true brother. I mean, we past 3-4 years we've gotten so close, you know, playing with each other day in and day out, and you know, getting to see that guy grow, you know, and getting to grow with him. I mean, it's been great. I mean, obviously we've become really close, but to be able to compete with one of your best friends every day, and you know, obviously I love all my guys, but you know, Jordan is just been something different. I mean, he's definitely a big motivator for me. You know, great friend, great teammate, definitely a great person to be around.
It was great hanging out with you over the weekend and getting to know you. We got to sit next to each other at dinner and just tell stories. And, you know, your upbringing in Houston and the way that you learned the game and enjoyed the game is a lot of fun to hear. You really love sports. You played a lot of sports, but baseball got you. What was it? What was it about baseball that ultimately swayed you?
Well, to be quite frank, I mean, you know, I think if I would probably be one of the shortest point guards of all time in the NBA, or, you know, one of the smallest quarterbacks. So I think baseball just kind of, you know, fit me well. And, you know, it's something I put my mind to, something my mom, you know, she sacrificed just as much as I did for for me to be where I'm at today. And you know, for her to make all those sacrifices, I felt it was only right to, you know, take my passion or her passion and, you know, take it for a ride.
And you did. And you were drafted in 2020. The Cardinals brought you in as a shortstop. We also heard a lot about your pitching and your arm. One of my favorite questions, actually, the entire caravan was the kid, I think, yesterday who asked you about your arm. I think that it was a young man who asked you about throwing hard. Like, how did that start for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, I started pitching at a really young age. I want to say you start pitching at nine or so, and I started pitching real young, probably 7 or 8. But for me, it was a lot of long toss. You know, I never was a big weighted ball guy. You know, I felt like, you know, arm injuries came with that. Maybe once your body's a little bit more mature, but you know, I think at a young age, it's really just long tossing and going out there throwing. I mean, we you know, everybody talks about, you know, I want to get bigger biceps and you lift curls, right? So for me, it's, you know, you want to throw harder, you throw farther. So I just went out there and tried to launch baseballs as far as I could.
That's going to make you so much better at that position. Already has. I mean, you can see your range, but your ability to throw people out from anywhere at that position. Mason Wynn is with us on KMOX. You know, a lot was made of your 100-mile-an-hour throw in the Futures game. That got a lot of attention. I'll bet that Futures game was an unbelievable moment for you. It probably doesn't get talked about as much because your debut is a huge deal and playing for the Cardinals, but to get thrust into the spotlight that must have been enormous.
Oh, it was super cool. I mean, going into it, I kind of knew, you know, I was going to be able to make a play. If I got a ball, I was going to throw it as hard as I could. But yeah, I mean, that throw really kind of got me national and kind of got me some extra eyes. So, you know, I loved it. It was a great experience. You know, I got to do it with Jordan Walker, and you know, he was at third base when I made that throw, and he was egging it on. He was yelling at me before I got the ball. So, nah, man, that was a lot of fun. You know, great experience. You know, and I'm glad they do that every year. It's something I think a lot of players really enjoy, and you know, it's a privilege to be able to go to that.
Ozzie had a really good arm, and we always talk about his great plays in the field, but that guy could throw the ball, and I know you look up to him so much so that you chose 0 so that you could be close to him, didn't you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, growing up, you know, black shortstop, born number 1. I mean, you know, you're looking up to one guy, and that's Ozzie Smith. I mean, my stepdad, huge Ozzie Smith fan. You know, we got posters in my room right now, but yeah, I mean, looking up to him my entire life, and then getting to meet him last year, and you know, just hearing the kind words he has to say. I mean, he's such a great person, very humble. That's the biggest thing for me is, I mean, he's such a great player. I mean, he's had such a historic career. He's such a popular guy, yet he's so grounded and so humble, and you know, he'll take the time out of his day to, you know, to talk to you and make your day better. So, I mean, just trying to be like him is one of my goals for sure.
No, we're pretty fortunate to have somebody wise beyond your years like you and Jordan, and have people like that be able to mentor you. I was just talking to him about Willie McGee and Ozzie Smith. There are so many more to choose from if you want. The resources are so deep. Mason, you know, you look at this upcoming season, and I always mention you as Cardinals shortstop Mason Wynn, but I also say the Cardinals aren't going to give it to him, and I think you like that. I mean, you want to earn that, don't you?
100%. I mean, you know, I've never been the person to, you know, I've never felt entitled for anything. You know, obviously I know I struggled last year, and you know, even if I was up there hitting 330, I mean, if I come into camp and I'm not prepared, I mean, I don't deserve a spot. So for me, I mean, I've always wanted to work my way in there, and like I said, I don't want to be given a spot. I want to go out there in spring training and earn it. I want to show up prepared and show them that I'm ready to play in the big leagues.
You just mentioned the adjustment to big league pitching and hitting, but I want to talk about your strong suits as an offensive player. How do you lead the entire minor leagues in runs scored? What is your mindset about getting on base, advancing at the plate? How do you view hitting and offense just in general?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to know your role. I mean, if you're a 1, 2, 3 guy, especially a leadoff guy, I mean, you need to get on base for the guys behind you. You got some big boppers like, you know, Jordan Walker, Paul Goldschmidt, you know, Nolan Arenado. I mean, those guys, you're going to want to get on base. So for me, I had that same mindset throughout the minor leagues. I mean, you know, I got Luke and Baker behind me last year, Ivan Herrera, who both had unbelievable years. So, you know, in my head, it was just whether it be a walk, single, double, I just need to get on base, and these guys are going to do a job to get me in.
And as Jordan told me last year and again this year, watch out, he's got some power too. I mean,
for sure.
You like to let it eat once in a while, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. I think in the future for sure be more prevalent. I think right now I'm still trying to build that strength and, work on it. But yeah, I mean, I think I got more juice than people give me credit for.
Well, we're going to watch it for many years, I do believe, in this town. And it's great to spend some time with you over the weekend. Great to see you today. Have some fun with the fans, and we'll see you down in Jupiter.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate
Mason Wynn, Cardinals shortstop, with us on KMOX. We'll take a quick break. We got a lot of people lined up as well, and we're actually going until 2 o'clock. Joe Pott will take over at noon. He goes 12 to 2. Back in a moment on KMOX.
I'm Benjamin Evans Jr. with the good news brought to you by BetterHelp. If we do not learn from history, it will be repeated. Factual studies about the history of America will make our nation stronger, not weaker. The good news is public school districts across the nation are reassessing the accuracy of educational content to help students to better appreciate the evolution of American society. This is sponsored by BetterHelp. Therapy helps you find your strengths. Learning positive coping empowers you to be the best of yourself. If you're thinking about engaging in therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's all online. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit BetterHelp.com/good news today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/good news. That's the good news. I'm Benjamin F. Chavis Jr. on the USBC Network, brought to you by BetterHelp.
KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Del Walmsley and the Wealth Cycle.
This is the wealth cycle that I've taught for 30 years. Buy one house, 10 houses, an apartment, 2 apartments, 8, 20, 500 units, 1,000 units, 2,000, 5,000 units. And as you keep putting the money and the profits back in, you become one of those rich people. And much quicker than you'd even believe.
Learn Dell's Wealth Cycle at GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. Use promo code 2023. Save 60%. Code 2023. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com. GiveMeTotalFreedom.com.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed early bird special, only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. That's right. Seminars Tuesday, January 30th at the 4 Points by Sheraton St. Louis Fairview Heights in Fairview Heights, and Wednesday, January 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites St. Louis Airport in St. Louis. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
Major phone carriers make you sign contracts with rigid data plans to trap you into a kind of forced phonogamy. Sounds pretty insecure if you ask me. At Consumer Cellular, we believe in a more consensual and healthy form of phonogamy, free of contracts and more flexible to your data needs. This way, you stick around not because we force you to with contracts and fees, but because you love our phone plans. Like ardently love our phone plans. Phonogamously. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. This new year, make some resolutions that will improve the environment. Resolve to recycle more. Recycle paper, bottles, and cans. Reuse paper and plastic bags and get a reusable bag for groceries. Recycle old clothes by donating them to charity. And recycle old electronics like TVs, computers, and cell phones at appropriate e-waste facilities. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
KMOX, live from Cardinals Nation Restaurant and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
The 3-2 pitch with the runner going, a swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field, and it's a gunner for Arenado.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
We're back live at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village, and we are joined by Cardinals Minor League Pitcher of the Year, Max Rajic, who is out of UCLA and who is out of Peoria and who got the Peoria crowd fired up and the minor league system fired up. I'll tell you what, first of all, great to have you on KMOX.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me here.
When people come into this organization and do what you do and get attention, it's so welcome because, as you know, the tradition of this organization is to develop, to draft and develop, to sign and develop, to trade and develop. That's what they want to do. I'm sure you felt that, and congratulations on a great year.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I mean, Cardinals are a really good organization. They have a history, developing pitchers. You can go throughout the whole roster. I mean, they've had a lot of guys that they home raised right there,
They did. They absolutely did. What was it like being in Peoria? Peoria's a good sports town.
Yeah, Peoria. I mean, they had a good crowd. They love baseball. I mean, we got hot at the very end, so the crowd started, to come and start cheering us on. It was awesome.
That's a cool park right there, Dozier Park.
Dozier Park. Yeah, I didn't know it was the headquarters of Caterpillar. I didn't know what is Dozier. It's like bulldozer. My mom told me. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Dozier Park. Tell me about. I just watched you. I actually did not. I probably should have known this. So I was going to talk about your nickname of Magic Ragic, or maybe I was trying to practice like when we call games this season. And when we eventually see you up here, talk about we need a little Ragic magic right here. That literally you do magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, it's really hard to pronounce my name. A lot of people struggle with it. It's Ragic, so I tell them Ragic like magic. So Magic Ragic, and I could do a couple card tricks. I mean, I used to be really good, a little kid, kind of growing up, and then I kind of gave up and try to pursue my baseball career.
Are you going to do one here? Can you show me? It's hard. I can describe it on radio, but what I used to do.
These cards right now. I didn't shuffle.
Okay.
It's not a Magic deck. This is someone else's deck. I don't know who gave me this deck, but
okay. And I'll describe it. So he's taking all the cards and spreading them out on the table.
Tap where you think the 4 hearts is.
Okay. Right there.
I've never done a trick on live radio. This is the first time. All right. 4 hearts. Remember your card.
Yeah.
All right. 4 hearts. All right. Now tap where you think the 8 of clubs is.
I'm going to go here.
This one?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
So you're picking the cards, right?
Yeah.
Remember your card. What was it? 4 hearts.
4 of hearts, 8 of clubs.
Not.
Okay.
Hope I don't mess this up. All right, I'm going to tap and find the 2 of diamonds.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that one.
Okay.
All right. Tell the audience where are your cards.
It was
4 of
hearts. Okay.
2 diamonds.
2 diamonds.
And then the 8 of clubs.
8 of clubs. Bam.
Boom.
Wow.
Bang. Magic Ragic right
That's
there.
big time Magic Ragic. That's good.
It's pretty good. I have a better trick, but
no, that's a good one.
It's going to take way too long.
Yeah, that's a good one for radio, and it's a good, get everyone's attention. That's legit, man. That's legit. That's really good. Magic, you have quite the arsenal of pitches. Can you describe, and of course, even though you're just breaking into this organization, we're not giving out any scouting reports necessarily of what you like to use more than others against certain hitters, but just in general, what do you bring to the table? What do you like to throw?
Yeah, I got a 4-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider. I really like to establish the count of the batter with the fastball. I like to go in and out. I command my fastball really well. And my best pitch is probably my curveball. It's my strikeout pitch. When that pitch is on, I feel like no one can hit it. It's a really good pitch.
Well, that's key. If you can get a good feel for it, because every day is different, right? I mean, there's some days a certain pitch you'll get a better feel for than the other one. But if your curveball is hitting for strikes, that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, baseball is a tough sport. I mean, I felt like I had like 4 or 5 starts where I had all my stuff, all my pitches are working. So you got to battle throughout, battle with the pitches you have. So, I mean, 4 to 5 starts, I threw like 26. So, I mean, you got to compete.
What age did you start throwing a changeup?
Ooh, I mean, my grandpa always told me to throw a changeup, and I kind of blew him off like, what does he know? So I started really throwing in like senior year of high school. I mean, I feel like every little kid should throw a changeup before they throw off-speed pitch. Fastball, changeup, for sure.
I agree with you. And obviously, same delivery to mask it, but you don't want anything other than success when you're throwing people off balance and making them guess. That can be a devastating combo.
Yes.
What about just the entire organization and the way you're treated? I mean, you keep seeing them walking through here. Everybody from Gary LaRocque to, that whole farm system is well taken care of.
I mean, just this whole organization is awesome. The coaches, the staff, everyone. I mean, even the fans. The fans are amazing. I've always heard good things about the Cardinal Nation, and I get to see it my first time being in St. Louis, and it's awesome. And Sea of Red at this restaurant, Ballpark Village is awesome. It's awesome. It's just a great program. I'm really blessed to be on this team.
You just came off the Caravan, right?
Yes.
Claib's on your Caravan. Mike Claiborne was on yours?
Yes, Mike Claiborne was. Yeah.
How was he?
Oh, he was awesome. It was great we had a couple hour drives, driving down to Springfield, and everyone just talked stories, and we just chit chatted the whole time. It didn't even feel like a 2.5 hour bus drive, honestly.
Yeah, just some good people. And then finally, UCLA. How much time did you spend there? How Did you enjoy that experience? And as an Indiana fan and alum, we're now joining you in the Big Ten. In fact, our football team's coming over. I may go to the Rose Bowl for the first. Might be the only time I ever see Indiana in the Rose Bowl. But what is that whole scene like over there?
Yeah, Rose Bowl's a great venue, but I mean UCLA, great program. They're very notorious for their pitchers. They had Garrett Cole, Trevor Bauer, James. Their names go on. I mean, it's a great program. Learned great from Coach Savage, and he taught me a lot and made me the pitcher I am today. And it was a great school, good weather. 75 degrees every day. Getting a little used to this -3 weather here. I don't think I get used to it, but first time seeing snow coming down from the sky too, which was crazy.
Yeah, don't worry. There'll be some days where it's 93, as you know.
Oh yeah. Peoria and Springfield was crazy.
Yeah, and then, sometimes getting the grip on the ball on a sweaty day like that, it's important to prep. I'm sure
use that rosin.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Great to hang out with you. Great trick and great pitching. And I will see you tonight because you're going to be at the Baseball Writers Dinner, right?
Yep,
accepting
correct.
your Minor League Pitcher of the Year award. So congrats on that. We'll see you tonight. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Max Rajic with us on KMOX. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more sports on a Sunday morning. Live from the winter warm-up continues right after this.
Hi, it's Scott and Andrea at Best Buy Flooring, sounding the alarm for all contractors. Holidays are around the corner and we have in-stock flooring for all of your projects.
Contractor pricing for carpet, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tile, carpet tile, ceramic tile, and sheet vinyl.
2 locations to serve you, 7301 North Lindbergh Boulevard in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West US Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois.
Open 7 days a week.
Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring. Hurry in.
Are you noticing that after sitting for long periods that your body isn't as limber as it was? Feeling your age? ConsumersHempMD.com. That's consumers with an S. HempMD.com is an educational website to explain the natural aging process leading to symptoms like memory loss, joint discomfort, aches and pains, sleep disorders, and other ailments. ConsumersHempMD.com. Visit us for possible ways you can find relief from the natural aging process. ConsumersHempMD.com.
Lawyers. GetJim.com Studios.
KMOX. New year, new room, no tax. We're on a mission to save you money in 2024 at Miller Furniture and Mattress, with huge discounts in every category going on now through January 16th.
I'm Mark Miller, owner of Miller Furniture, your home for quality American-made furniture since 1927. Right now, you save the sales tax on all in-stock furniture and double the tax discount on 30 different mattress styles.
Save on all Flex Steel sectionals, sofas, love seats, chairs, and recliners. For a limited time, double your discount on select Flex Steel styles.
We're receiving custom order discounts from many of our Amish craftsmen. Save hundreds on our large selection of solid wood Amish-made furniture in Belleville, Lake St. Louis, Ellisville, and our newest location at Fairview Heights.
Plus, receive a free adjustable base with your purchase of a Chatham & Wells or Posh & Lavish mattress, pillow, and mattress cover.
Don't miss our new year, new room, no tax sale where you save the sales tax going on now through January 16th. Miller Furniture, we put the family in furniture. Check out millerfurniture.com for all the details.
They're good.
Gooder than you can imagine.
And you can assure me that they've got it going on.
Most of St. Louis thinks so.
But my lips are turning blue. Are they fast?
My darling, Jerry Kelly can install a new furnace tomorrow, no matter what day tomorrow is, even if we call late night.
You are my hero.
Technically, Jerry Kelly is your hero, but I'll take it.
JerryKelly.com. They're fast and they're good and they got it going on. JerryKelly.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. In the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-329-2121. That's 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
KMOX, live from Cardinals Nation Restaurant and the Cardinals Care Winter Warm-Up.
Carlson swings, and it's a high fly ball. That's deep center field. To the track, the wall, it's out, slam!
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
We are back at Cardinals Nation inside Ballpark Village. What a fun Sunday morning this has been. We had a chance to talk to Jordan Walker and Andre Palante and Zach Thompson and Brendan Donovan, and now we're visiting with Nick Robertson. Cardinals acquired him in the Tyler O'Neill trade, and the Cardinals have, I'll tell you what, they have added bullpen arms one after the other in this offseason, and they made that a point to do that. And Nick, I'm sure, first of all, welcome to KMOX, and secondly, I'm sure that was enticing to you, knowing that you were not only going to get an opportunity, but there was an emphasis to really turn this thing around.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having me here. Excited to be in St. Louis and heard a lot about the fans the past couple of days, and so I'm excited to get out there and see what it's all about.
You got to see them firsthand because you went on the Caravan. How did that go?
Oh, that was great. It was a fun time. It was freezing cold, and I was surprised at how many people made it out, but just kind of shows, like, if they'll come out in that kind of weather, like, what they'll do during baseball season.
You also spent some time with our previous guest here on the show, Brendan Donovan. What a great guy he is. What was he like?
Donnie's great. I played against him the past couple of years in the minor leagues, and just excited to be on the same team as him now. Just being able to watch him play and, like, all the work that he puts in, it really shows out there on the field.
You come from the Red Sox, but before that, member of the Dodgers organization. Two great organizations there for sure, along with this one. What were those experiences like, starting with Boston?
It was great. I think not my first game, but one of the first Major League games I went to was at Fenway Park. So just being able to go there is from a fan's perspective, and then being able to play at it, it was such a great atmosphere. So I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but, just the history behind all three organizations that I've been a part of so far, you couldn't ask for much better.
What is it like in a relief role, and how did you make the transition into a reliever? I think most kids start out, you're a starting pitcher. When did you know that you were going to be a reliever?
So I was a starter in high school, just like most kids are. I got to college my freshman year. I had Tommy John. So coming back from that, they just transitioned me to the bullpen, and I've been there ever since. But as far as like a reliever's perspective, I've always been told, like, if you can come in and maintain the score of the game or put your team in a better position, by the time you come out, that's the end goal.
And do you have to have a short memory, or do you use any ups and downs as motivation, or do you like turn the page? How do you handle that also?
I think it depends on the situation. If you go out there and, like, we're not going to be perfect every day. So if you go out there and you're not executing one day, it's definitely more of a short memory thing. But if you go out there and you execute a pitch and the guy still got you, I think that's one of those things that you just take into the next outing. Like, okay, I executed the pitch I wanted to throw. Maybe there's a different way of attacking this guy.
We talk a lot about executing the pitch. That takes a lot of time. I mean, you don't just magically do it. Can you explain that when they ask you to throw it to a certain spot, how much time that took in your career to get that consistency down? Like, maybe when you were younger, you could hit that 1 or 2 times out of 10, but in the big leagues, you got to hit that, 8, 9, 10 times out of 10, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing that people don't realize sometimes, just how hard it is to replicate it and execute, but still working on making it consistent, every day. Like, I don't know. I guess the biggest thing is, like, whenever you're trying to execute a pitch, know where you want to miss with that pitch too. So, like, if it's a 0-2, 1-2 count, like you're going for a strikeout, and let's say I'm throwing a slider, I'm trying to execute it down away in the zone. I want to miss off the plate if I'm going to miss with it. I don't want to miss in the zone more.
What about, also curious about this one, the relationship with the catcher? We know starter and catcher. Starter and catcher, they get to go through the game plan together. They're together in warm-ups and all that stuff. You come in fresh and join a catcher that's been in the game. What is that conversation like initially when you start?
I think pregame and planning and stuff like that, depending on the team that you're facing, is a big factor of it. For me, I would say just, like, kind of relying on that, and, like, also on the catcher, because, he's been in for the whole game. Even though we might have one scouting report on one guy, maybe he's not seeing something well that day, and we kind of change up the way that we're attacking him. So just got to trust in your catcher out there and know that he's going to put you in the right position to be successful.
In game planning, there's so much technology in this game today. It's unreal. I mean, you can find out not only what the spin on your pitches is, spin rate and all that, but you can identify each hitter that you're going to face. There's a plan for everything. Amazing what they can do with video today, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable where this game's come from and where it'll go, you know. I think all the video and everything is great, but then sometimes you just got to go out there and kind of just use your eyes and see what's going on. But I think the analytics and video have definitely helped this game out a bunch.
Appreciate your time very much, and thanks for being with us today on KMOX, and good luck this season.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Great to be with Nick Robertson. Really kind of him to join us on KMOX. This is who we just had over the last 2 hours. Jordan Walker, Andre Palante, Brendan Donovan, Zach Thompson, Nick Robertson, Max Rajic, Mason Wynn. This has been an absolute blast. We heard from Sonny Gray with Matt Pauley, and now we're joined by Joe Pott, who's going to take over the next 2 hours. Good to see you, buddy. We got about a minute and a half left just to set up your 2 hours. I know you're fired up to be here like I am.
Of course. I mean, this is just this is the start of the baseball season, and it's I think something unique about this city that all of these players are here. So many players make their way through Ballpark Village, through Busch Stadium. I mean, listening to the Sonny Gray interview, he was excited just to come out and kind of get to see Busch Stadium in the snow and in the winter. And I know his family is excited about being here. So this is just, it's so much fun. And I know the players enjoy so much connecting with Cardinals Nation.
They do. And I think deep inside, now they're going to smile, they're going to shake hands, they're going to put on a good tone when it comes to what this team is. But deep inside, they burn, I assure you. Sonny Gray was not part of that losing, so he's going to be a nice, fresh face. But the guys that experienced last year want to prove that that was a fluke.
Want nothing to do with repeating anything like we saw last year. That has been clearly evident just by listening to the folks that you've talked to, that Matt has talked to. I can't imagine a more motivated group going down to Florida.
So what do you have coming up next hour? You have Victor Scott
right off the top.
Look at that. Ivan Herrera, Lars Nootbaar, Nolan Gorman, and his buddy Matthew Liberatore, Graceffo, King, and Fermin. Graceffo and Fermin were on my caravan. Great dudes. I think you're going to have a blast.
I talked to Gordon last year here at this spot. But, yeah, and then it's always interesting, I think, to hear from some of those guys that are going to Florida with a lot to prove.
They definitely do. Thanks for joining us. Joe Pott takes over next hour on KMOX.
I'm Benjamin Evachevers Jr. with the good news brought to you by BetterHelp. If we do not learn from history, it will be repeated. Factual studies about the history of America will make our nation stronger, not weaker. The good news is public school districts across the nation are reassessing the accuracy of educational content to help students to better appreciate the evolution of American society. This is sponsored by BetterHelp. Therapy helps you find your strengths. Learning positive coping empowers you to be the best of yourself. If you're thinking about engaging in therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's all online. Celebrate the progress you've already made. Visit BetterHelp.com/good news today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/good news. That's the good news. I'm Benjamin L. Chavez Jr. on the USBC Network, brought to you by BetterHelp.
Legends of Country Rock. With Pure Prairie League, Atlanta Rhythm Section. Richie Pure from Poco and Buffalo Springfield. And Firefall. Saturday, September 28th, the Family Arena. Tickets on sale now at the Carroll House box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss Legends of Country Rock live. It's the greatest pop rock of the 60s and 70s. The Happy Together Tour 2024 with the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, The Association, Badfinger, The Vogues, and the Cowsills. Friday, August 16th, the Family Arena. Reserve seats on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster.
pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines,